Hey, everybody, look who's joining us on the show. Kathy Garver is back. Yes, legendary actress Cissy Davis from Family Affair and so much more. We're so excited to have her back on the show because she is celebrating some really exciting things. She's in a new Christmas movie and so much more. And guess what? Here she is, one of our favorite guests and our viewer and fan favorite here on the Jim Masters Show series. Welcoming back the lovely Kathy Garver. Happy holidays, Kathy, and welcome back to the show.
Merry Christmas, happy holidays, all the festivities.
It's so wonderful to have you here, and you are one of the hardest working, busiest people in show business. You have your hands in everything. The last couple of times you've been a terrific guest on our show. You've always been involved in so many different things, and now you're in a Christmas movie too that's coming out, and you're going to be at a very special event on your birthday, which is coming up this week. So pre-happy birthday, Kathy.
Thank you very much. I don't know if I want another birthday, but I always like to celebrate, so it's okay.
Absolutely. They are okay. Tell us about the Christmas movie and congratulations on that.
Well, thank you. So, as you say, on my birthday, December the 13th, I'm flying back to Michigan on the 12th, and we are going to have the premiere of my newest movie, which is Christmas at the Roanoke Ranch. And this is very special because I had the idea about doing a Christmas movie with therapy horses and on a ranch. And I worked with the writer, and we found this actual ranch. It's a horse sanctuary in Lowell, Michigan, right outside of Grand Rapids. And so there was our pre-made location, our pre-made set with the most wonderful owners of this ranch, Aaron and Ginger Decker. And they have rescued all these horses, and they use them to help people with disabilities and PTSD. And it's thrilling. And now to see the movie all come to fruition, we have a great story about it. And so it's going to premiere on my birthday, December the 13th, and at the ranch itself.
What is the ranch like? It sounds like a very, very special place, Kathy.
Well, they have this absolutely beautiful home and house, which is the ranch house. And they're constantly working on it and remodeling it. But it has the most warming fireplace as you walk in. I saw you had some of the pictures up there, that fireplace, and was just great. And it was going the whole time. We had snow, and then we didn't have snow. And then just across the way, there is the stables with the horses. And then there's another great big room where people celebrate and have different kinds of functions. And that's where we're going to have the premiere. And it's on, I don't know how many acres actually, but the horses are kind of able to run free. And I rode the horses. And the story is about a woman, me and Devin, who owns the ranch, and my husband passes away. And then it's kind of that same story. The widow loses the ranch. What is she going to do? How are we going to fix it? But it's a rom-com, as so many of the Christmas movies are, for my nephew and a newspaper reporter. So it's got a lot of nice elements, and it's especially nice because it's based on a kind of a true story.
That's beautiful. How long did it take to actually shoot the movie itself, the film?
Well, my part, it was just a week, and the producer and director is this wonderful enfant terrible, as they would say, and he has this special way of shooting. He was shooting 3 Christmas movies just in succession. And he wanted to do that because there was going to be snow, lots of snow in Michigan, and it would really be true. So, I'm a California girl. What do I know about snow? And I was getting like coats from friends of mine. And I have a wonderful friend, William Squire, in Palm Springs, and he sent me a a health pack. This is what you put on your skin because it's going to be freezing and all of that. So anyway, we get there and all the snow stopped. And it was like 46 degrees. It was warmer back in LA. It was warmer there than LA. So the poor guy, we shot all the interior scenes and inside the stables. I was liking it because it wasn't so freezing. But then they had to get a double for me when the snow came back the next month, and I couldn't go. So they do have a double for a couple of the scenes, this woman walking through the snow. But I did all my horseback riding myself. That's all me on the horse.
That is so cool. That is so great. What is it like having a double?
Well, it was interesting because I saw like some of the selections, and I really liked this one because she was about 10 years younger and 20 pounds thinner. I said, get her. But we're wearing these great big parkas, and so you really can't tell so much. And she had blonde hair, so it works out fine.
I see that you met Santa Claus too along the way, huh? And
Oh,
he
we're
loves
frozen.
Kathy Garver.
Speaking of cold, I guess they got
Right. That is, congratulations on
I
that.
actually live in an equestrian center.
You tell us about that.
I was getting a little tinny of you. You were going in and out. I love technology.
The technology I know is a little, there you go. Welcome back. You were telling me the Equestrian Center, you live near that?
I live in it. Where I live, Bell Canyon, it began as an equestrian center. And then it just got bigger and bigger. It's a gated community now. Joe Rogan actually had a house here. He just sold it about 3 or 4 months ago. But I hadn't ridden in a while. And I was actually a spokesperson before I did this movie for a theme park, Silverwood. And I did the audition here because they're in Idaho. And so I kind of used my ottoman over there as my horse. And so they said, oh, well, we'd love for you to do this job. And I said, oh, okay. I'm not really going to ride a horse, am I? Oh, yeah. Okay. I've ridden before, like 30 years ago. So I called my equestrian center. I said, I need to take some lessons about how to ride a horse. And it's for this Western thing. It says, oh, we only do dressage. Oh, well, howdy tout, But they recommended a place in Agoura Hills, and I renewed my abilities, and everything was cool.
That is fantastic. There's something really special that you do where you read stories during the holiday time, which I think is something really, really special. And it's almost like a tradition for you, right? We've got a couple of photos of you actually doing that and, taking on this character. And I think it's fantastic. Tell us about that, especially at holiday time.
Well, now it's become an annual event, and I'll be doing it December 19th at the Hang On to the Dream Theater, which is a really interesting and lovely theater right in the heart of Hollywood. And this time, besides reading Truman Capote's A Short Story, which I read and then have a screen of pictures behind me, I'm going to have caroling with the audience. And I did a song way back when, like in the 60s. Now, you remember Tommy Boyce and Bobby Hart, the
Sure.
songwriters?
Yeah.
They wrote like 154 songs. They wrote the Monkey songs and Last Train to Clarksville. They wrote me a song called Lem the Orphan Reindeer. And actually, I'm a singer, but for this particular song, it seemed like I was a quarter note off. And so my manager said, well, wait a minute. Can you maybe just talk it? It was kind of like the first rap song. And so I talked this song about Christmas, about Lem the Orphan Reindeer. So 2 days ago, I have a guitarist friend. He came over to my house and he played the guitar and I sang live Lem the Orphan Reindeer. So not only am I going to have it at the presentation on December 19th, but I'm going to put it on YouTube as a little gift for my friends, a little entertaining gift.
You know, I love that. We actually have a little promo video too promoting this, and we'd love to show that to our viewers. Here is Kathy Garver doing her thing as we're talking about here on the show. Take a look at this, folks, and we'll continue our conversation with our fabulous friend and guest, the one and only Kathy Garver.
Christmas time is here. Come join me, Kathy Garver, for a Kathy Garver Christmas, a celebration of the holiday season as I present a reading of Truman Capote's classic, A Christmas Memory. There'll also be caroling, cookies and cider, and plus a chance to get limited edition signed Christmas tree ornaments featuring the one and only Mrs. Beasley from my hit television series Family Affair. Don't miss this warm, wonderful, and exciting event Thursday, December 19th at 7 p.m. at the beautiful Hang On to the Dream Theater, located right in the heart of Hollywood.
That is so very nice, Kathy. Really is. And you seem to be so, excited
It was
about
going
it.
in and out of my canyon reception. So I hope that everybody was able to see that.
Oh, yeah, we saw it on our end. Exactly. Yeah. The signal where you are, because you're in the canyon, seems to go in and out a little bit, but we saw that full video. And that sounds really like such a very special thing that you really love doing, don't you?
I do. It's a great story. It was one of Truman Capote's first thing that he had done. And it was published in a magazine, and it was later made into a TV movie. And Patty Duke was in it, who is one of my really super good friends, and also Patricia Neal did it. So I feel as if I'm in real good company, keeping up the spirit not only of Truman Capote, but of the wonderful actresses that have gone before me.
We mentioned too that there are some wonderful
I
things
can't
that you
hear
have.
you.
You don't hear us now? Can you hear us now? Can you hear us now, Kathy?
Yes.
Sort of like a little bit of a delay, I think.
Yes.
You have some wonderful
I
things.
can hear you like you're talking like this.
Yeah, I think your signal is probably going in and out where you are in that location. The wonderful things that you have on your website, all tied to holiday and also to Family Affair. We're going to show a couple of those things here, like these. Tell us about these, Kathy. I think her signal went out. She may have to relocate. It's she's in the canyon and she tried a couple. Oh, here she comes back. There she is. Did you want to move to another area, Kathy? And I'll just chat with everybody for a bit because I think you're going in and out.
I can't.
Yeah. There she is.
Okay, let's see. Where can I go?
We have a beautiful tour of Kathy Garver's lovely home.
Let's see, and this is a picture of my house. We're getting all set to decorate the tree tonight. Perhaps there's the tree. I don't know if this is going to be better. Hello there.
Very nice. Wherever you sit, Kathy Garver, the lighting is always beautiful on you.
Thank you.
I think that's a little bit better because you're hearing me clearer, right? Yeah.
I am.
That's
Yes.
nice. And with the shutters behind you, it looks very nice. It looks very festive where you are.
Yeah,
So
there's my Christmas tree right there that we're going to decorate tonight.
So how do you decorate the tree? What is sort of the theme and the style on Kathy Garver's Christmas tree?
It's very eclectic. It's things that I've had for years, and we get new ones all the time. And as you were, I think, starting to say, I'm the representative for Ashton Drake and Mrs. Beasley, and we have 6 new ornaments that are out just this year, and that they're on my website and they're on Ashton Drake. So of course they are going to be on here. And then for Mrs. Beasley, we have new outfits for Mrs. Beasley. Actually, I have Mrs. Beasley right
Oh,
over
yeah.
here. Come on, Mrs.
Miss-
Want to join?
Mrs. Beasley, of course, the famous Mrs. Beasley, you know, from Family Affair. My sister had the Mrs. Beasley doll. Really, really cool. Look at
And
this.
now you can, those are the 6 ornaments. And then
Ye-
here is Mrs. Beasley dressed up as Mrs. Claus. Beautifully made by, I have some excellent designer friends in Michigan, and they make these, like, this is Mrs. Claus outfit, and they have a Prairie Annie Oakley outfit. This is Glenda, the Good Witch. And so they're all on my website. But they're very, very talented. And then, as you see, we have all those 6 new ornaments. It's amazing to me, Jim. I mean, how old is this show and how old am I? But there is such a yearning for it. But you look at nostalgia, and did you see?
There's those ornaments she's talking about, and there's the outfits she's talking about for Mrs. Beasley. She's going to come back in just a second. Welcome back.
Okay.
You were mentioning
back?
you are back. You were mentioning the fanfare for Family Affair all these years later. It's over 50 years now, right?
Yeah, plus 50 years plus, even, because it premiered in 1966 and then ran for like 5 years and never has been off. But there is this yearning for nostalgia. And what I was mentioning is that, did you see where Judy Garland's shoes, her sparkly red shoes, just sold for $30 million?
Yes.
Yes, it's interesting in inflation and things like that, that one thing that holds their value are collectibles. And
Absolutely,
so I guess
yes.
that's why, Mrs. Beasley and the ornaments, it's very popular, not only from a heartfelt way, but from a financial way.
It really is. It must be very heartwarming for you to see all of the fanfare that still exists for the characters, for the series, for you, of course, as Cissy Davis on the series all these years later, and that new generations are also discovering Family Affair on the nostalgic channels as well. It must be quite amazing. Did you ever think that these many years later, it would still stand the test of time and people still love meeting you, hearing from you, hearing about the stories of the beloved TV series?
Yeah, it is. It's very heartening and it's terrific. But I guess like classics really don't die. I hope they don't die. And it's the history. I go a lot to the Hollywood Museum, and I have a good friend, Julie Pomilia Rogers, and she's the granddaughter of Roy Rogers, and they just had an incredible exhibit at the
Oh, she's
museum.
great. She was a guest on our show, and she's amazing, isn't she?
Isn't she fabulous? Yeah, she's a real good friend of mine. She has that new book out, and it was just wonderful to see her. She lives up with the horses now in the ranch, but
Wow.
yeah, she's great. And to keep that history alive, to have the exhibits and see what, I think it's very important to know what our history is, so we don't repeat the bad things and we hopefully go forward to all good things.
When MeTV had their 50th anniversary and celebrating the wonderful Family Affair, you actually were the spokesperson for it on that terrific network that has so much nostalgia. And we actually have a clip of that promo. Kathy Garver, Cissy Davis. This was the 50th anniversary of Family Affair. Everybody take a look at this.
Here's to 50 years.
Oh, boy!
It's the 50th anniversary of Family Affair.
This is what all the kids watch.
With me, Uncle Bill, Buffy, Jody, and you can't forget
Mr. French, of course.
The more the merrier, or some such local expression.
Our unconventional family showed that what truly makes you a family is the love for one another.
Just like on TV. I guess it is.
Here's to 50 memorable years from me and Me TV.
Isn't that amazing, that promo that she did? She'll be back with us in a second. She's in a tough spot there in the canyon, so sometimes her signal goes in and out. But we're talking with the incomparable Cissy Davis. That was her name on Family Affair. Kathy Garver joining us here on the show. Lots of comments coming in from everybody. Thanks so much. We appreciate all of that as well. Family Affair, of course, ran for several years on television, and you can still see it today on the networks, the nostalgic networks like a Me TV, and of course, starring Brian Keith, Anissa Jones. There's Mrs. Beasley with her. Johnny Whitaker. Johnny Whitaker was a guest here on the Jim Masters show, and if you didn't get a chance to see the episode with Johnny, check that out as well. And of course, Brian Keith, as I mentioned, and Sebastian Cabot played Mr. French. Do you have a favorite episode from the series Family Affair? There is Kathy Garver with Anissa Jones and Johnny Whitaker. That photo goes back a ways too. Here's another great shot as well with the gang. There is Kathy Garver playing Cissy, and there is Anissa, who played Buffy, and Johnny Whitaker, of course, played Jody, and Sebastian Cabot, of course, was Mr. French. Here's some more great photos sent along our way from that iconic television series. Mr. French and Cissy and Jody and Buffy. Great. It's hard to believe it's been so many years since that series first debuted. It was on CBS. And there is, of course, Cissy and Jody and Buffy, or Kathy and Johnny and Anissa. Here's another one for you too. Look at this shot. The whole gang together in a great segment from the series. I want to let you know too, while she's figuring out her Wi-Fi, in addition to what she was telling you about Mrs. Beasley and all of the ornaments and all of the different dresses and outfits for Mrs. Beasley, Kathy also has the Family Affair scrapbook. This is something really cool. You may, if you're a super fan of the series, you may already have this. This is something really cool, and it goes over the series. But take a look at the screen and see all of the things that came along, from lunch boxes to the Mrs. Beasley doll to, there is even a board game. I don't know if you remember, there was a board game for Family Affair as well. There it is, the Family Affair game. I don't know how many of you had this. Maybe you did. Leave a comment in our comment section if you had the Family Affair board game. Something really cool. And of course, how many people remember her as Firestar? That was cool, right? Yeah, isn't that amazing? Spider-Man. They sort of patterned this after Kathy Garver as Firestar. She's coming back here as well. That was cool. And here she is. Welcome back, Kathy.
Hello.
Kathy is a professional. She's a trooper. She will try whatever she can to keep a broadcast going. That is a professional. I was showing them some of the nostalgia, and I was telling them also about
now I'm in the third part.
Now you're in another section of the house. We're going to get a chance to see the whole house. She's going to make dinner for us in the kitchen soon with the cookbook. And there she goes again. It's like she's on a cruise ship. Her signal where she is, you may have to move out of that room because she is, we're coming at you live. That's why if you're watching this later, we are doing the show live. So that's why her signal's going in and out. I think sometimes live is just fun. Anything can happen, but she'll be back in a second. She's trying everything. I think there she was on her phone. She was trying her phone. So the cookbook, the scrapbook as well. And, of course, so many years, there they are on the cover of TV Guide magazine with Buffy and Jody. And there's Kathy Garver as Cissy and Mr. French as well, Sebastian Cabot. This is another great shot, a scene from the series. But I was mentioning the board game too. How many of you had the Family Affair board game? And of course, as mentioned, Firestar from Spider-Man. And take a look at this as well. It's another cool shot. Yeah, isn't that amazing? This is all patterned after Kathy Garver from Spider-Man. Also, ex-child stars, where are they now? Another great book, if you don't have that as well. Here's another one that she was featured in as well. Yeah, she's featured. There's a couple of TV commercials that if you flip the dial, you'll see some TV commercials that Kathy's in currently right now as well. Welcome back. Are you on the roof now? This signal is really tough, I guess, for you, huh?
Well,
Yeah. Next, she will be in the kitchen. We were talking about all the different things.
it could be the winds that we're having. We're really
You're
having
getting
some fierce winds.
the Santa Ana winds coming in. We were talking about the Family
Well,
Affair
Merry Christmas,
scrapbook.
everybody.
Yes, Merry Christmas. There's the scrapbook too. Tell us about the scrapbook.
Thank you, Jim. Sorry about the tech stuff. Love you. Hope you have a wonderful, wonderful Christmas, and to all your listeners as well.
Do you hear us now? Can you hear us? Do you hear us, Kathy? Are you able? She disappeared. So she's going to try again, I think. There was also a GAF Viewmaster. Remember the GAF Viewmaster? Family Affair, CBS had the Viewmasters. How many of you had the GAF Viewmaster? That was a lot of fun too. We did have the Viewmasters, but didn't have the Family Affair items. Here's some more cool things. Look at that. There's the Mrs. Beasley doll. And look at that. That is, again, from Family Affair, but those are some, those look like sort of outfits, color form kind of things. Remember those color forms? Here's some more great things. She wrote this fabulous book, Surviving Cissy, My Family Affair of Life in Hollywood. And there's, of course, the Mrs. Beasley doll. Now, she has it where, too, you can go to her website and you can actually get a Mrs. Beasley doll autographed by Kathy Garver, which is cool. And here's some more great shots. And there is the Christmas at the Roanoke Ranch that's coming up. Her birthday is December 13th. And there she is. We showed these earlier for you. This is actually where we was filming at the ranch. She's going to be back, I believe, there on that date. And there she is with the gang, which is kind of cool. She wished everybody a Merry Christmas, too. We wish her a Merry Christmas. We love having her with us. Again, she's amazing, isn't she? And I love how she does the stories at holiday time as well. Really, really cool stuff. So she's got so much going on, and we were so happy to have her on. I'm not sure her signal is going to really work out, but she was on for quite some time, which was nice. Of course, remembering her from the iconic series Family Affair. Post your comments below, everybody, if you have a favorite episode from that iconic series. Now, she's been with our show several times where we talked extensively about her time with Family Affair. So go back in the archives on our YouTube channel, Jim Masters TV. And as a matter of fact, you can see all the past episodes of our series, including the other episodes where she was a guest, I think 2 or 3 times before, where we really talked extensively about Family Affair. We had her come on today because it's her birthday week. We wanted to wish her happy birthday, which we did. But also at the same time, we wanted to talk about the movie that's coming out, which she talked about as well. So we put this together really quickly so we can welcome her on the show. But you can see the past episodes where we really get into talking about the iconic and beloved series Family Affair. Check that out. Scroll back in our archives on our YouTube channel. You can see that. You can also follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and X at Jim Masters TV. She's also on social media as well, and quite active on it too, which I think is really great. So share your memories, your holiday memories, and or your memories of Family Affair and anything else that she's been in. I was mentioning that a lot of times I turn on the TV. There's some other cool things from Spider-Man with Kathy Garver, Firestar. Every once in a while, I turn on the television set and I see Kathy Garver in a TV commercial. She's been doing a lot of commercials lately as well. Again, there is her book, and there is ex-child stars. Speaking of child stars, I have something exciting I want to announce for those that are watching live right now. Coming up, we've got a lot of great guests coming up, and we've had a lot of great guests. Did you see the recent episode with Stephanie Powers, iconic actress from Heart to Heart? Did you see our tribute to Regis Philbin and Florence Henderson and Joan Crawford and Marilyn Monroe? And we did specials on Andy Gibb and so many others. Check those out on our channel. But coming up Wednesday, Butch Patrick, who played Eddie Munster on The Munsters, is going to be with us this Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central, 5 p.m. Pacific. That's going to be terrific. So talk about, child stars. But he's been in so many other things. He was in Bonanza and Gunsmoke and just so many other shows. Really cool stuff. And I Dream of Jeannie, he was on an episode of I Dream of Jeannie too. You may not recall that, or maybe if you're a super Jeannie fan, you recall that as well. So yeah, just talking about some of the wonderful stories and memories with Kathy Garver. Her signal was a little wonky. She moved to a couple of different places trying to figure out her signal, but but it was great to have her on, even for the time that we did, and to get a chance to hear about some of the cool things that she's working on, including that movie. Kathy Garver here on the Jim Masters Show. Really awesome. We'll have her back soon too as well. Again, going back in time, remembering all the years on Family Affair. Again, she was a guest a couple of times prior with us. So if you want to see those episodes where we talk a lot more about Family Affair and all the rest, go back in our archives on our YouTube channel, Jim Masters TV, and check that out. We had some really long form conversations with her. Again, this was quicker because we wanted to have her on to talk about the Christmas movie and wish our friend Kathy Garver a very, very happy birthday, which is this week. She said she doesn't necessarily need the birthdays celebrations anymore, which I thought was very funny when she said that. But we wish her the very best of the holidays and a very happy birthday as well. If you enjoy our show and our series, be sure and give the episodes a like. Be sure to share these on your social media and leave a comment for us as well. We love that. That helps our show grow as well. And subscribe to our YouTube channel. That is amazing when you do that as well. That helps our series reach more people around the world. All right, we're going to wrap this episode. Thanks for all the great comments, everybody. We thank our very special guest, Kathy Garver, for popping in for a quick hello and telling us about the movie and some other cool things happening with some of the items from the Family Affair collection, which I think is amazing. Check her out on TV and, of course, in the movie coming up. At the time of this broadcast, of course, we wish Kathy a very happy birthday from all of us at the Jim Masters Show. And we send our love to Kathy and her family. And we send the very same to you. Happy holidays, everybody. It's always great to have you with us. We'll be back tomorrow and all throughout the week and every day here in Lovely Hall. I'm your host, Jim Masters, thanking you for your time this time. Till next time, drop a comment below. Let us know that you're enjoying what we're doing here. We thank Kathy. We thank you. Thanks for everybody in the comments section as well. And we'll see you again on the next episode. Don't forget to take care of one another, love one another, do the very same for yourself. Jim Masters here. Thanks for being with us, everybody, and cheers.